What's good, y'all? It's your boy Kenny Black, a.k.a. K Black the Monster. I'm in here with my main man,
DJ Nightmare. You know what it is.
Yes, and you are now listening to the best room in the house, the Blacc Room, baby. Yeah. It's another day, another dollar, and we got another guest in the building. But this time, it's not a musical artist. We actually have a comedian in the building. My man, Jatty. Go ahead, man.
Yo, what's going on, man? Yeah, that was a dope info. I said info. That was a dope intro. Damn, I gotta move up to the shit, nigga.
You know, I can move up.
Oh, you can hear it from here? All right,
man. We in the booth, so
good.
we good. Where we at? Yeah, the intro actually came from we used to have a radio show down in Brooklyn, and we left the station and we turned it into a podcast now. Okay. So we just kind of kept the intro just because it worked.
Nah, it was very organized, man, sophisticated. I mean,
of course. Trying to be professional, you know.
Exactly. You know, black business, black entrepreneurship.
100%. I'm with it. I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. Already.
So, since you're a comedian, tell us a joke.
Don't you hate when people do that shit?
Better than that. You my man. He my man too. He knows me as the. No, you better than that. That was good though. No, it was a good. Phenomenal.
I'm sure your comedians have got to it's like being a rapper and somebody's like, all right, freestyle right now. But I'm sure it's different because rappers be ready to spit. Like if you really rap, you be like, what? Right now, go ahead. But like comedians got to be like, no, I'm not just about to be just. How often does that happen to you?
It don't happen. It don't really happen like that to me.
Really? Okay.
I just be chilling. So you wouldn't. I mean, you would know depending on the space that I'm in, or I could just say like, you should come out to the show. Oh, you do stand up? I'm like, yeah, word. They wouldn't know because I just be chilling. So I mean,
I wonder if it's like a fame thing. Like you got to get to a certain level of like fame for people to be like, all right, like you got to be like Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart to be like, all right, tell me a joke right now.
They went. No, I don't think no one. I don't think now no one does that because of like so much. Comedy content on social media. So you don't really have to. No one they can just look and they get their laugh fulfillment for the day.
Oh, that's valid. That's a valid point. I didn't think about that, but that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So, how long you been doing comedy for?
5 years.
5 years. And how old are you now? I don't know if you want to know.
Damn, why you gotta put, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna put on the spot.
I'm young. I mean,
no, I wanted to know because I know like some people that like they start in like high school and they get. I didn't know. So is that what you started like high school or did you start?
I did one semester in college.
Okay, and you just like, nah, fuck that shit.
100%. 100%.
Now I was just playing.
Yeah, right?
No, it wasn't. Well, actually, I really enjoy. I went to BMCC. Shout out to BMCC, man.
Okay. Shout out to the Cardi B's out there, you know.
So I did BMCC for like a semester, and then I chilled for a minute. I ain't do nothing. I mean, and then I just started just doing it. Like,
you just was like, I'ma just go tell jokes.
Try it. Yeah, me and my mans, we woke up one day. Pause. I mean, pause. It was,
yo, I actually didn't even. I was so focused.
I don't know.
You gotta, because somebody's gonna watch this and it's gonna be like, whoa, my nigga, pause.
I mean, and I added the S to my man, so it's like, what type of freak is this guy? We don't know. But on a serious note, I woke up and I'm like, I'm about to do stand up, and he's like, I bet. So I think you also too, you need that support system as well.
Definitely,
like, you should go do that.
Wow. So he did comedy with you, or he just was like, you should.
My regular man, like regular dude. We went to high school together, so he was like,
okay.
Pretty much put the battery in my back to do it, and I did it. So.
Okay. And how did that first time that you actually stepped out? Do you remember that first time?
Horrible. Horrible. It was horrible.
Wow. What did you? Do you remember like what you talked about?
I got on stage. I'm like, yo, I'm on stage. That's what's up, man. This is it. This the whole set. I was just talking about how I was feeling. Oh, this is what y'all be doing though. Okay, right, right. Y'all looking at me, right? Word. All right, I hear y'all. I ain't say. I mean, those exact words, but it was like that type of vibe.
Okay.
And the next show I did. It was at like Eastville Comedy Club, and horrible, man. I went there like right after work. I had like a suit tie, so I was looking hard. I mean, I feel like you guys still have to have etiquette to perform, so to speak. Like, be you.
Right.
But I'm like 20 years old with a suit on. What am I doing? I mean, like, what are you doing? Well, so I go on stage, horrible. After I got off stage, comedian named Rashad Bashir. Shout out to Rashad Bashir, man. Dope dude, man. He definitely put the bat in my back. He burnt me. Like,
what does that mean?
Meaning, like, as soon as I got off stage, he was next. He bodied me. Coming at him, bodied me. After that, it was a rap. Started my career, man. Like, off that.
So that inspired you? 100%. Or was he like talking about you? Then that made, like,
because I can't do nothing. I can only take it. Like,
oh, so he was talking about you.
Yes, it was funny as shit.
Oh, damn.
It's not like, cause like from the Bronx, like I'm from the Bronx, so you know how certain space somebody say something, you get cut, you do it right back, you get right back to it. But you gotta sit there, eat it mentally, or you like what? You fight, but you know you gotta eat that.
That's crazy. I ain't never. I mean, I've seen it where like people that like are cool, but like for you to just go up there and that's gotta be rough. So how did you deal with the I guess the bombing for your first few times and not doing so well? How did you do it? What made you decide like I'm gonna come back and keep going?
Talk to myself, man. Well, obviously it hurt, but I just talked to myself like right after.
Oh, what are some things you like said to yourself that kept you going?
So many different nights of bomb nights, man. I think the worst. It don't even be the bomb. It be the walk off the stage. That hurts. It's not the bomb, bro. I can take the bomb, like, but the walk off when everybody just standing straight as you walking by, you like, damn, I gotta walk out.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Growing up, just always watching comedy specials, you never see that part. Like, one, you don't see the bombing, and you don't see after the fact. Like, so I never thought about comedians like doing their set, telling jokes, and then have to still be in the bar or just walk past the people like that you just told jokes to that they either didn't laugh or laugh.
Sometimes I see them just leave. Like right after they said, they be out.
I'm sure. Like I've seen performers, rappers, singers do their thing and come in the crowd. But you got, if you don't really rock with it, just like all right, whatever. But like comedy, where it's like it's quiet. Because one thing with music, you got that background. Yeah. But when it's quiet, sheesh.
Because you dealing with the audience, right?
Right.
As well as the comics. Comic book. After you was like, come on, this nigga head just fucked up. I was like, why?
You mess up the vibe and shit.
Who is this? Yeah. I mean, but some of the things I was saying to myself, like, anything you do, like, you got this. Like, just talking myself. And like you gotta start somewhere, man.
Right.
So we just keep doing it, like.
Word. So that's interesting because you said you just woke up one day and wanted to. Was this something like that was on your mind for a while?
I'm fast forwarding.
Okay.
But I was always like watching stand up. Then I just took the leap to do it.
Okay, because I was like, you motivating yourself off a whim? I'm like, okay, that's a confident dude. But I was like, but if something you wanted to do and you didn't,
I didn't want to do it.
It
was never like my goal. I wanted to actually play basketball. And once, like, I had knee surgery. Once after that happened, I didn't have any like
backup plan.
And I didn't. There was no plan. So stand up, that was like, all right, well, like I fuck it. Like I try it. Like I don't really care if anything.
Right.
And then I just did it. So you could kind of say it, but I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I feel like. Do you feel like it's doing something like that is a little better? Like the fact that you didn't care how it went necessarily, or that you didn't care to do it. Do you think that would like make you feel better versus like ball, where he's like, I want to do this, and if it doesn't work out, it's kind of like devastating or so? Like, how do you feel about that?
What do you mean?
Like, like when you want to do something and because like you want to play basketball, so you really concerned. You like, all right, if I don't, I'm making sure I practice hard enough. I want to make sure I win the game. But if you lose the game, you're like, damn, that hurts. But versus like comedy, you didn't really care how it went, so you were more I guess, more confident about doing it? You know how people get in their heads and get nervous?
Mm-hmm.
Does it make you less nervous? That's what I'm questioning. Does it make you less nervous since you didn't care either way how it went?
Okay. Well, with the basketball analogy, like, nah, if you lose, you do care. Like,
right.
That's the result. Meaning, like, I'm trying to think how I should word this. As in, are you asking me like the best space? Meaning, like, to do something and not care about the result, as in me being happy like with it, regardless. Like,
not care that you don't care how it went, but like if it went bad, I feel like I'm gonna be alright because this wasn't something I wanted to do anyway. Versus like, oh, I really wanted to do this and it didn't go. Like if you wanted to do stand up, you're like, damn, this didn't go well and this was my dream, and now I'm like, damn, I'm like crushed because I'm not as good as I maybe thought I was. Versus like sometimes like, all right, I'll try it. And if it doesn't work, you know what I mean?
So I get it. All right. I think after the first time I did it, I felt that way. After the second time, I care. I'm like, I'm doing this. So if I didn't, after the second time, if I didn't really care about it, or if I really wasn't gonna put my all into it, I should have just stopped after the first time.
Makes sense. So it's
now,
yeah,
I care. Like now, I care about it, but more so now it's like, all right, I care about, so to speak, obviously the craft, but then myself of having like peace and having fun with it.
Yeah, that's
and being and doing the service to people. I think that's where I'm at now. It's like I'm trying to do this to be the best that I could possibly do this at.
Word. That's okay.
So I should have been stopped. If I wasn't gonna really like, all right, fuck it, I should have been did that.
That makes sense.
Now, obviously, you know, we go through different obstacles within comedy to where it's like, all right, well, fuck it. I mean, there's some fucking moments depending on, but it's like those fucking moments. Like I wanted it, but guess what? It's probably gonna be something way better, or it wasn't for me right then and there in that timing. So like, how do I just continue moving forward with it? Right. So I think that's like the journey. I think you go through like different gears within. I mean, comedy. We would put it like that, but you go through different gears and different like mental aspects,
right,
to want to go to the next level.
Right, that makes sense.
So how would you describe your comedy?
Yeah,
that's not my job.
That's interesting.
So it's more like you just do what you feel is like on your mind, or what was humorous to you, and the crowd figure it out pretty much.
That I don't know. I don't know. This is just. It's like the analogy of like. I use the analogy like Jay-Z type shit, right? Jay-Z would never know how it feels to see Jay-Z perform. So he's just in his element type. So we receive it as something else, but he's like, nah, I'm just doing this shit. Like I ain't even.
That's kind
of. I don't know. It's just something within me, and I'm doing it.
That's kind of.
So I wouldn't know how to describe my comedy because I'm living it. I'm doing it. Like to me, it's like, oh, this is just real. Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't expect that response. So I'm wondering now, do you? And this will segue into another question, but when you're doing your comedy, since you don't, I guess, know what your style is, when you're thinking about jokes, do you think like, all right, like you know how there's like comedians like, all right, this is a political comedian, or this is like how rap has like conscious rap and gangster. Do you think about like, all right, I'm gonna talk about these things or not touch on these things? Like, how do you decide that? How do you decide what to tell jokes about?
What I find funny.
Whatever you find. So how do you? Okay, so how do you gauge? I guess once you do it, you figure it out. But how do you know? Like, I think this is funny, and then you just try it, and then you see if other people think it's funny. And how does that go for you?
I do it. Like, if I find it funny, then I do it, and then I get my response.
Do you ever feel like, or do you think about, like, is it just something happens and like, this is funny, I'm just gonna retell this, or do you have to, or do you try to find a way to make it funny or put the funny in a situation?
Both.
How do you like kind of do that? If it's a situation where it's like, I think this is funny, or I think there might be somewhere funny here, how do you figure that out? How do you find it? Or is there a method?
It's your method. Like, we all have different methods.
Okay. So what is there something you do that, or just?
Me, is it something I do? Like
yeah, like when you like a situation or something happen, or when you decide, all right, I'm gonna go tell this joke on stage. Like, how do you, I guess, put the funny in it? Like, you know, somebody you could talk about somebody who fell. Like, all right, that might just be funny because they fell. But it's like how Kevin Hart might be talking about his kids, and he's talking about one situation. It's like this situation is funny. Like, how do you find the funny in a situation?
I don't know, bro. Like, it's a weird question because I just it's my personality and then my point of view, my perspective through my past experience. Then I add that to it, and then I just do it by either obviously writing it or just do it. Like it's just doing it. Like it's so simple. It seemed like I don't know if you expected me to say something so prolific to say, but you just do it. There's no
magic to it. I guess it's really just it's tough because like those questions are like it's one of those. It sounds like so simple, but
it's like a and I use this. It's like it's like me asking you, how do you drive a car? Like, how do you do this? It's like, you just put the key in, then, you probably put the seatbelt on. It seems so simple, but you literally just have to, like, drive, and then you learn how to figure it out on yourself. You feel me? Like, everyone drives different. Like, some people parallel park this way, some people, like, doing, like, there's no way of a specific way to drive.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So with the method, with the way that you, I guess, come at comedy, do you ever worry about like something being funny? Like before you do it, do you ever get nervous? Like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna be funny, or do you, like you said, just do it and just see what happens?
I don't care doing that. Why? I mean,
yeah.
Why am I holding back?
Well, were you?
Was I always like this? Of course.
Yeah,
not.
in the beginning, like where you were like kind of worried, like, oh, if they're gonna find this funny or not, blah blah.
Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, I was like that, and then I just kind of like matured as a person, which leads into comedy. I think it starts with me as a person, to me be confident within myself, and go through real life experiences, and then that adds all that is experience to add into comedy or whatever art you're doing. Like, rather be paint, rather be whatever. It's like, okay, I have to overcome this. Boom, let me just add that to it. And you're like, now I don't even care anymore type shit. So you just, I think,
makes sense.
Like, you see how, like, older people, like, 70 years old or something, it's like they don't even care. Like, why are you so nonchalant? Why are you so? Because they've just been living an experience to where it's like,
right, like, I seen this.
I'm chilling, bro. Like, I'm just working. Like, I'm living right now. So I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
So what kind of, like, for you as a comedian, do you feel like it's easier to work with like a black audience versus a white audience, or it doesn't really matter to you?
That's not. I don't understand that question.
Like, do you feel like you're
I know what you asking, but I'm saying I don't understand that question because I my perspective is, like I said, like just me being me in a dope crowd. A phenomenal whoever. I'm trying to touch everything. I mean, everyone. I mean, I want no cylinders or limitation to speak to people. Whoever I'm fucking with who fuck with me. Going for that. I'm not. Is it easy? Nah, it ain't nothing easy. I bomb with black people. I bomb white people. I bomb Asian. I bomb. It don't matter. Bomb is. Ain't no race. Ain't no race car with bombs. It's a black bomb, nigga. No, nigga, it's a bomb, nigga. Shit, garbage.
Okay. So with that question, do you feel like some place you might have bombed made like those same jokes would work somewhere else?
Yeah, but it's not. It's a perspective on a bomb. You could be working out. I mean, everyone bombs. I mean, well, I'm not speaking for everyone, but it's like, yeah, you have that. You have jokes that work in one place, and you have jokes that don't work in this place, but it works in that place. So it's like, it's a yin and yang thing. But how do I feel? Am I happy? That's always the question.
Matters.
Okay. You probably know how you're gonna answer this one, but I've also thought about how do you distinguish or do you cater your jokes if there's like an older crowd versus like a younger crowd, like I guess more around your age versus like maybe like your parent age? Like, how do you handle different age groups?
Just adapt, man. adapt.
Okay. So
That's just adapt. You as you do it more. Like I said before, with experience, you see the younger crowd, and okay, well I know it. Oh, the crowd, like okay, well I know how do you, with your experience, how do you just mash it together? Like, and it's just you building, your fan base. Remember, I feel like if you make someone laugh, right, make a few people laugh, it's like millions of people who have that same perspective as you. So that could be old, that could be white. I mean, that could be whoever, black, green, blue. It's just you building your crowd. Like on Instagram, it's like, damn, I want older followers. Or young. Nah, you just want people to follow you.
the truth. That makes
You don't really care, black, white. I don't care.
That's funny.
So given like the
I like y'all so y'all good.
Good
night.
Get it. Nah, so given with this like this whole notion of a politically correct culture, like do you feel like it's getting harder to like put out certain content of comedy, or you don't care, you just throw it out there?
I don't care. I mean, I don't pay attention to it. Like, I mean, I feel like it has like been like, wow, it's like bitch man, like no one cares. Everyone is so. Like, personally, I don't care. Like I said before, like I'm fucking who fuck with me. If you don't like it, you don't have to come to my shows. You don't have. I'm all right with that.
Have you ever had somebody be like, oh, I'm offended by something like in one of your sets or in comedy?
I don't think so. Probably not. I mean, probably. He probably didn't say nothing to me. But I don't think.
I feel like Jatty don't even be listening. He was like, I was offended. Huh? What? Talking about just kept walking.
Yeah, I think it's just me. Like I don't even. They probably know. Like, oh yeah, he not gonna care. Like I don't
yeah, you don't give it that energy. Like, yeah.
So then there's not for you. There's nothing off limits to talk about on stage or make jokes about, or is there anything off limits?
It's the perspective on how you can make it funny. I feel like you can talk about anything, but how do you make it funny?
Yeah, I kind of believe that too. Like, yeah. I feel like, yeah, you should be, and you should be able to talk about anything as long as it's funny and as long as it works.
Ain't that the point?
That's
we talk about dark. You know how many like I got like. I have like a 9/11 joke that's funny, but it has nothing to do with 9/11 per se. You know what I mean? There's rape jokes. There's so many different jokes, and rape joke coming from a woman, raping a man, like it's wild. So I think it's just everything is perspective and how you take it. That's where jokes come from. I thought that was the point.
That's what I've always thought. So like in this culture of people being offended by comedians, and taking like what they do and say on stage as like this is the person you are. I'm like, I understand if just like now, like you said something crazy in an interview, then they're like, all right. But if you on stage and your purpose for you to be here is to tell jokes, and it's like, why are you running with that and making it seem like it's the end of the world?
My purpose is to say something that you won't say.
That too. That's what I always. Yeah. So okay, I'm glad you said that because that was gonna be one of my questions. Like, what do you think a purpose of a comedian like is? Obviously to make you laugh, but do you think that there's a bigger purpose behind it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it just depends on purpose. Yeah, I think it's a bigger purpose. But everyone's have a different purpose.
That's valid. I think it's like you said, like rap. Like I like to compare comedy and rap because I think about like rappers. Like yeah, the rap is to entertain you, but then there's like rap that has a message behind it or a feeling behind it, or they convey something that you felt that you didn't know. Like, oh damn, that's exactly how I was feeling. I didn't know how to put it into words. And you hear a song, you're like, yo, this is my life right now. A comedian will tell you like, yo, this was my family. Like I grew up in the same dynamic. So you're laughing at like the reality of it, you know what I mean, and how much it actually relates to you. So I think that's kind of dope.
100%.
What do you think is in your opinion so far, in your experience, the hardest part of comedy or being a comedian?
Hardest part of being a comedian?
Yeah. At least so far.
I don't even think it's the hardest part. I don't think there's like a hard part to it.
That's interesting.
Because it depends on what do you mean by that? Harding, like
just
that's
in general, like some people like it could be dealing with bombing or coming up with jokes or like
the business side of it.
Or the business side of it, just getting booked in general. Or I don't know how, like, because I'm trying to learn about it as myself, and I'm like, I don't know what even like how the business side, like how do you get booked, and I guess at what point do you go from all right, I'm doing free comedy shows to now I'm getting paid to do it, and like even just that or dealing with promoters, like what in any aspect of it, where is the part that you're like, this is the most frustrating part?
Patience.
Okay. Is that like patience? What do you experience that tests your patience as a comedian?
Everything, bro.
Really?
Everything that it's you just gotta be patient with it.
Oh,
Because I can go through something in this business, but just because I went through it's hard for me, that don't necessarily mean it's gonna be hard for you. Right? Mm-hmm. You could you're like, damn, I want to do that show. Damn, they haven't been booking me or whatever, but you probably know someone on the show. Mm-hmm. They're like, yo, come do the show. So it's not hard for you.
Right.
It's my perspective that is hard for me.
Okay, so that's why you think it's a perspective.
Was hard. I don't know. It's hard.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you that.
That's interesting. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of like, that's funny. Like you said, it's a lot of not so many general or straightforward answers when this kind of a thing because it's so subjective. Yeah. Like I guess
it is.
I guess I didn't realize how subjective it really just is. Like entertainment all kind of is subjective, but like.
It's art.
Yeah.
Subjective.
And I think that's hardest part is probably like putting your emotions into it. I'm not saying don't have passion,
right?
But putting your emotions into
it. Into like doing the stand up part of it, or just
probably
being
anything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's gotta be
because I feel like you have to consistently grow with it, and like I said before, just be patient.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm glad you said that too, because that makes me wonder when how like I'm gonna keep using the music reference because that's a point of view that I know. But like an artist will come out with a new song, right? Like a rapper got a new song and he's up and coming, and so he's going to different venues and he's performing that same song because before you switch it up, people gotta know you for this song. But with like comedy and jokes, obviously it has less of a shelf life than music. Because music can go for a while, you can hear the same song over and over, but jokes you can't hear too much. But same thing if you're going to new venues and stuff.
Who said?
That's what I'm hearing. Like a lot of older like comedians that are established that I watch interviews and stuff. They're always like, you can't certain jokes. You gotta like after a while it's not funny. And just in general, like you hear a joke so many times, you're like, all right, this isn't funny anymore. Versus like a song, you can hear a song that you've heard like 10 times or once every month. You can still hear it again. Like, yo, this song is hot. Or a song you heard like 10 years ago. You're like, yo, this song is still hot to me. Versus a joke you heard 10 years ago. You're like, all right, I know what he's about to say. So it's not as funny. Certain things like the Kevin Hart when he talked about his dad. All right. Like that's gonna be funny. But like certain other jokes, you're like, you're not gonna get the same laugh. It's almost like doing your first drug. The first time you took your hit, right, was the highest you gonna get, and then after that, it's like just trying to get back to that moment. So it's like I think that's how I've seen it, or that's how I understood it just from.
You think that? So you think that?
Well, that's what I've come to understand. Yes, I think it based on other people doing it because I'm new to it. So I'm like, okay, maybe.
See, that's my thing based on other people, but you haven't experienced it yet. So you gotta find out for yourself.
That makes sense. Okay, because
there's comedians who I personally know who they say the same every time I see them, and they say the joke, I'm dying. I enjoy the joke. And also too, like it depends on where you at in your career.
That's valid.
When you're doing something, I may do it here. These people ain't hear it.
Right.
I talk to everybody in the world.
Right.
Everyone knows it. Like, no, like So I feel like what you got to be aware of your levels. Like, yeah, you got to obviously change up the jokes, but it just depends on, this year. I feel like it's just perspective, bro. Like,
okay.
Obviously, you're gonna be doing the same joke for 20 years.
Right.
But what do you? It just where you at?
That makes sense. How do you think about when you go on stage? Do you go up with like, all right, I have a set, like a 5-minute, 10-minute, whatever set, or do you just go up there and kind of just, I guess, I don't want to say freestyle for lack of a better word.
Asking for the juice. he asking for the juice.
I'm trying.
All of the juice. Everything. Everything.
Sorry. So yeah, I mean, even if
I like it. Right, good. Ask, you shall receive.
So yeah, like, do you go up with a preset in mind, or is it kind of just like, all right, I'm gonna just see what the spirit tells me?
Second answer.
Okay.
Spirit. I think is my main game. It's to me. I'm going to me is or spirit, and then depending on what I want to work on tonight, and depending on the crowd. So I don't want to be selfish. Like, I want to work on this joke, and I probably but it depends on the crowd. Depends on how I'm feeling. Different slots that I'm in, different moods that I'm in.
And if the crowd is not giving you like energy or energy that you feel like you want to have them to have, like, do you feel this type of way, or do you just like, let me just go through my set and
my energy locked in? I'm not. That's not none of my business. If you're not, energy is not on. It has nothing to do with me. I'm on.
That's interesting.
It makes sense, because I remember this one comedian I like to.
You saw me. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you saw me perform. Like,
I know, because this one comedian I listen to too is Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, that's the GOAT, man.
That's
one of the
like,
GOAT.
Man, fuck the crowd. I do whatever I want. Like,
that's one of the GOATs, man. I couldn't. That's one of the GOATs.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. So okay. So while we segue, who are some of the comedians that inspire you, or inspired you?
It changes like every day, man.
Okay. Who are some of the people you listen to, like, or like liked before you actually started? If you can remember.
Oh, the comedians that I liked before.
Yeah, like, did you were like, all right, this is looking at these dudes is reason why I might want to do this one day.
Patrice. I mean, that when I saw Elephant in the Room, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna probably do it, because he was just too different, bro.
That was a good one.
Soul food, man. That's soul food.
Okay, gotta check that one out.
Patrice, Eddie, Martin, hosting wise, man, amazing. Cedric. People don't say Cedric, and it's saying that.
Yo,
enough.
Cedric is different. Mad funny.
Yeah, Cedric is
like,
different, bro.
Even though it's funny because he was a king of comedy, I still feel like he's underrated.
He's different. We talking about longevity of like him being him and consistent.
Mm-hmm.
On
talk about just locked in and me and you. That is a dude that is him, and it's just like, I feel like he's really just naturally just funny.
He's a very cool dude. Cedric, obviously Dave.
He's another GOAT that's like
GOATs. Greg Barnes. I don't know if you ever Greg Barnes. Greg Barnes is different. That's a comedian's comedian right there. That's like the Jada kiss. I mean, like, everyone loves Jada.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
everyone loves Jada.
Comparison. Yeah.
Nah, Jada different. I mean,
no, yeah.
Y'all might not give him that GOAT, but we know Jada that guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know exactly what you mean.
People on that level, like, nah, Jada different.
Thanks. Like, even Jay-Z, like, oh, that man.
That different.
You know what I
That's
mean?
different. Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to name too many, man. But
all right. I gotta ask at least one of these before we get out of here. It's a whole bunch of I call them what the fuck questions. They're just random questions that people what the fuck.
Okay.
I seen this post.
Did I not to cut you off? Did I answer the rest of your questions?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You got your juice?
I did. I got my juicy juice. I'm good. I got my canteen full. So I seen this post. This is funny. I seen this post on Facebook, and this dude was like, "Yo, gay marriage is legal now. So if my homeboy is about to get deported, all I gotta do is marry him, and he's good. He's safe." So every dude I'm seeing, I'm like, nah. I gotta ask. Is the thing. would you marry your homeboys to prevent him from being deported?
You better than that. You better than that. We've been here for a minute. You better than that. You better than that.
It's funny because I know what dudes.
You better than that.
Yo, I asked this. I had an interview before, and it was
Look
like,
at me. We not about to. We not going over that. We're gonna stay here because you put me in this position. So you're gonna eat this. You're better than that. You're better than that. You're better than that.
But I'm saying, because, like, you know, not like, we're not saying you have to, like, actually do it.
Look at me. You're so better than this. If this is your art, I don't know if you're going to do it. This, horrible. You know, first of all, you know I'm not going to answer that. I said pause in the beginning of this. So, for you to think I'm a contradict my pause for this, I'm hurt by that. I'm insulted. I feel like,
oh shit.
That's not a what the fuck. That's a how dare. How dare you ask me that? You tried to skip over. What do you think my friends are gonna say? Like, yo, why you letting niggas ask you that? Now you put me in an unpredictable situation. Do I what?
Oh shit.
I'm dying.
Oh no.
If you have another question, or yo, because you could have ended off, yo, where can they find you at? That was a great question. We could have ended off there. You gonna ask me, would you marry your? That don't have nothing to do with this podcast. That's horrible, man.
Oh man. See, this is why you gotta go see it. The man is hilarious.
Ask me this. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with gay people, but come on now, y'all better than that.
I seen the post and I was like, that's wild. I mean, I feel like I understand him. I was like, nah.
You saw that post? See, here's the thing about you. For you to follow that, for you to follow someone who would say that, that's on you.
It wasn't even me. It was like, you know how like other people share other shit, and I was like,
you're following their personality. I'm not following none of my people. If they did, like I saw a couple, you got to get out. I cannot follow your personality because it's not you. It's your. Do I like the way you are? Do I like what you think? Or I don't like that. Nah, I'm not. Yeah, I gotta get you out of here, bro. Like, yo,
Blacc.
Like people be posting like, wow. I'd be like,
nah. Some people be posting wild shit on it. I'd be like, what?
I said,
what should I be doing?
Did you do that? Did you really let the world see that you found this in your arsenal?
Oh man,
good. All right, man.
But nah. My man Jatty, let them know what's the Instagram once more time so they know how to follow you and
Yeah, man. You blew my mind with that one. Pause. You can follow me at Just Jatty, man. On Facebook, Jatty Robinson, Twitter, Jatty Robinson. I promise y'all, man, I'm not marrying anyone. Across the fuck. First of all, my man, my guy, like my man, like my friend. Pause. My friend of my. What is he doing over there? All right. But anyway, man, Jatty Robinson, man. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate y'all, man. Please continue to support the podcast, man, and you guys have a great year.
Yeah, appreciate you. Got a Blacc Room, baby. Out of here.
Y'all niggas is dead. Y'all niggas is dead.
That shit was dumb funny.